All right, welcome. Today, we're taking a trip deep into one of Sri Lanka's most incredible wildlife sanctuaries. And we're going to kick things off with, well, just a number. Right off the bat, take a look at this, 500 plus. So what do you think that is? That, my friends, is the estimated number of wild elephants roaming around Udawalawe National Park. It makes this place one of the best places on the entire planet to see these magnificent animals. So, what exactly makes this park such an incredible haven for wildlife? Well, it's way more than just the elephants, believe it or not. It's really this perfect storm of stunning landscapes, unbelievable biodiversity, and an ecosystem that just supports so much life. I mean, listen to this official description. It's called a premier wildlife destination, giving you a front row seat to Sri Lanka's wild heart. That's a pretty big claim. So it kind of begs the question, right? What's the secret sauce here? What makes this habitat so very special?
Okay, so to really get the wildlife here, you first have to understand their home. The entire park, everything you see, it all revolves around one single life-giving feature that dictates the rhythm of, well, everything.
And here it is, the Udawalawe Reservoir. Now here's the kicker. It's man-made. Yeah, this whole thing was created by a dam built way back in 1969. It became this completely unintentional magnet for wildlife, giving them a constant source of water, especially when things get dry. It's literally the park's lifeblood. And because of this reservoir, you get this incredible mix of different landscapes. You've got these dry zone forests, huge open grasslands that are perfect for spotting animals, and these lush green wetlands. It's why, beyond those famous elephants, the park is also home to shy leopards, wild boar, and big herds of water buffalo and sambar deer. And for you birdwatchers out there, it's an absolute paradise, with over 200 species to find. It's the whole shebang, a complete thriving ecosystem. So, let's do this. Let's put you in the passenger seat of a safari jeep. What does a trip into this wilderness actually feel like? Let's go on that adventure. The headliner, of course, is the wildlife safari. Usually you're in a jeep and you head out either super early in the morning or late in the afternoon because that's when the animals are most active. But the adventure doesn't have to stop there. You can go on guided birdwatching tours, really focus on your photography, or just, find a quiet spot and watch the elephants by the water. And hey, here's a little pro tip for your virtual safari. Everything, and I mean everything, leads back to the water. The best chance you have of seeing wildlife, especially those huge elephant herds, is almost always going to be near the shores of that reservoir. That's your hotspot. Okay, you're sold. I get it. The adventure sounds amazing. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the practical stuff. How and when do you actually make a trip like this happen? Timing is pretty key here. The dry season, which runs from about May to September, is your absolute best bet for spotting animals. They all gather around the water, and the plants are lower so you can see for miles. But if you'd rather see these incredible, lush green landscapes and have fewer crowds, the monsoon season has its own kind of special quiet beauty. And as for getting there, it's actually pretty easy. The park's in the Ratnapura district, which is about a 4 to 5 hour drive from Colombo, the city where most international flights land in Sri Lanka. But this isn't just a travel guide. To really, truly appreciate a place like Udawalawe, you've got to understand its story. And it's a story of creation, for sure, but also one about facing some very real modern-day pressures. The park's backstory is just fascinating. It was literally born from a development project. After the dam went up in '69, it only took 3 years for the area to be declared a national park. And that was a very deliberate, very forward-thinking move to protect this brand new watershed and all the animals that were flocking to it. Today, though, that amazing sanctuary is facing some pretty serious threats. You've got conflict when elephants wander into nearby villages, illegal hunting is still a risk, and then there are the big ones, like climate change, which is causing longer, harsher droughts that put a huge strain on the very reservoir the park depends on. These are not easy problems to fix. When you think about it, Udawalawe exists today because of a conscious choice to protect an ecosystem that literally grew out of human engineering. It's an incredible testament to what conservation can do. And it leaves us with a really important question for the future, doesn't it? How do we make sure these wild havens not only survive the pressures of our modern world, but actually thrive for generations to come? Thanks for joining me.